To learn about these basics, we must know few basic terms, terminologies. Regularly, we will see. The first one is current, second one is potential difference, third one is EMF, fourth one is power, which means electric power basically, and next one is electrical energy, and the last one is electrical network. So these terminologies we will come across every day in BW. So for that reason, we need to know what is current. Basically, if you consider 2 points like this, uh, I'm sorry, this is point 1 and suppose this is point 2. So current is nothing but the flow of electrons from point 1 to point 2. Very simple. So current must have a direction, and you already know basically flow of electrons. Electron means each and every electron will have some charge. So we can say the directed flow of electrons or charge is simply called as current. So from one point to another point, it has a direction. So the electron is start flowing from one point to another point. Simply the flow of all the electrons collected together is simply called as current. Simply it is denoted by the letter I, capital I or small I, based on the notation we may use based on the situation we may use a capital I or small I, and units are amperes. Simply we may write A also. Okay, so flow of electrons is called as current. And second definition, potential difference. So potential difference is simply the difference between the two potentials. If we have two terminals like this, so this is first terminal and this is second terminal, and the length of the terminals indicates the value of the potential. So this terminal 1 has higher potential and terminal 2 has lower potential. So potential difference is nothing but the difference in potentials of two charged bodies is simply called as potential difference. And this potential difference is also called as voltage, simply denoted by the letter capital or small v. Depends on our requirement, we will use capital V or small v, and the units will be volts, simply V. Okay, and coming to the third definition, simply called as electromotive force or EMF. EMF, electromotive force. By the name we can say it's a definition. Electro means electrons, motive is nothing but motion, force. So the force required to move the electrons or to drive the electrons, simply called as electromotive force. This electromotive force is indicated by the letter E. This is very similar to the voltage V. So E or V, EMF or voltage, both are very identical terminologies, and this unit for electromotive force is also volts. Okay, right. And the next one, power. Simply power can be expressed in many ways. However, we are treating this power as electric power. Remember, we are learning basic electrical engineering subject. That means the terms what we are seeing, all the terms are related to electrical. Okay. So the power is nothing but the product. Product is multiplication of voltage and current. So power will be denoted by letter P. So P will be is equal to V and I. So between V and I have dot. Dot is nothing but product. So power is simply the product of voltage and current. And we have different definitions also you can see, but simple definition is product of voltage into current. And this power is denoted by the P and units are watts. Okay, so watts, kilowatts, megawatts, gigawatts, like this, right? So that is about the fourth terminology. And the fifth one is energy. Energy is also nothing but electrical energy. So we already know there are different definitions for energies. However, the simple definition is the product of power and time. Energy is often represented by the letter W. So W is equal to power into time. Few people interested to represent the energy with the capital E. So you can also write capital E is P into T. So P is power, T is time. Coming to its units, the energy units are basically kilowatt hours. Simply watt hours. If we have generally we use this kilowatt hour. Why this term kilowatt hour means in our household, each and every household or each and every consumer will have one meter, simply called as energy meter in their house. Okay. Every month we used to pay electricity bill based on that energy meter, right? In that energy meter, you can find the readings. Suppose let us say 100 units. We use this term. What is unit means? This month my electricity energy bill is 100 units. 100 unit means 100 kilowatt hours. See, 100 kilowatt hours of energy we have used during this month. Kilo, you already know, kilo means 1000, watt is power, H means hours. So power into time will give our energy. So this is how generally the energy is calculated. So kilowatt hour is the unit. Generally we see, we use. Of course, watt hour is a general unit. Kilowatt hours, megawatt hours, gigawatt hours. So all these are the different units of energies. Okay. Right, and the last terminology, actually, it is not the terminology, but we use this word quite often in our regular course. What is it? Is electrical network. So, what is network? What is circuit? Generally, sometimes we may use circuit, sometimes we may use network. What is the difference between network, circuit? What is network? What is circuit and all? Okay. Generally, network means the combination of various electrical elements. There will be a lot of electrical elements. Uh, of course, we will see what are electrical elements, how the classifications of electrical elements will be in the next minute. There will be some electrical elements. The combinations of various electrical elements are connected in some kind of manner. There are different kinds of connections also. So whatsoever is simply called as electrical network. So basically, electrical network it might be a closed, it might be having a closed path or open path, but circuit is also more or less same, but circuit will have a closed path. Circuit will have a closed path, but there is no such condition for the electric network. So electric network can be open or closed. So this is the difference between network and circuit. So network or circuit can be formed with the electrical elements. There are few classifications in the network elements. So we will see the classifications and now what are the types or classifications of network elements or electrical circuit elements. There are four classifications or four types. The first one is active elements and passive elements. Second one is linear elements and non-linear elements. Third one is bilateral elements and unilateral elements. And the fourth one is lumped elements and distributed elements. Coming to the first one, active and passive. Generally, this is very important classification For our basic knowledge, we will see only active and passive. Later on parts, we will see what is linear, what is non-linear, bilateral, unilateral, lumped, and distributed networks. So we will see active and passive elements now.